Watching the show Hardcore Pawn, you may get the idea that the Golds are a family that doesn't get along and would much rather be left alone to their own devices when it comes down to it. In fact, some episodes seems that Les, Seth, and Ashley are ready to rip each other into pieces. The truth of it is that they are a very close-knit family and they tend to stick up for each other. And in order to run a business and to show a united front, the show has gone through a lot of different antics and looks as though it may have been staged several times along the way. But in all honesty, there are some things that have happened that justify even the conventional thought of reality TV and how it's supposed to go at times. So let's talk about a couple of things that nobody knows about Hardcore Pawn. Now, celebrities do show up from time to time. This doesn't seem too surprising since the show was quite popular and has drawn in a lot of attention. They may not get celebrities in every day, but it's hard to believe that they wouldn't want to pop in from time to time. Detroit is a fairly popular city after all, so of course there will be some famous people coming in here and there. Some of them were arrested for stealing. The Chicago location called Royal Pawn Shop doesn't do quite as well as the Detroit one does, at least when it comes to the type of people that they hire. At one point, 2 employees of the shop were arrested for stealing from the store. This is bad enough, but then they tried to pawn the items up they stole back to the same shop that they stole it from. It's hard to feel bad for people who are stupid as this. Why would you steal from a place and then try to sell an item back to the same place that you stole it from? That's just some really incredibly dumb stuff to do. Now, although we suppose that being a thief isn't something that someone who's all that smart does to begin with, so remember kids, stay in school. The show is apparently unscripted. It's hard to believe with reality TV and has been for a long time, but if you listen to these people talk to each other, you get the idea that some of the things that they say are too natural, and they aren't the type of words that any writer would think of when trying to write a show's dialogue. The Golds and the people around them sound about as legit as they can be, which honestly is quite refreshing, as it certainly seems the majority of reality television does have writers. Now, with that being said, a lot of them do have very guided directions, so to say, where they'll set up some scenarios that may not happen naturally. And I would say it seems like this with this series. They certainly do screen who comes into the store, so the items may be something interesting, but perhaps not as much as say a show like Pawn Stars does. This is certainly one of the more authentic reality shows. They're closer than they seem. A lot of times you see this family yelling at one another as though they're about to go to war, but there are still times they'll stand together and present a united front against people that try to take advantage of them or threaten them in any way. At the end of the day, they're still family and will look out for each other, which is very nice to see. I mean, it would appear that majority of reality shows involve a family or close friends. They always try to pit them against each other. This show instead has all of them working together to push back against any outsiders who come in trying to either scam them, steal from them, or just want to start a ruckus, so to say. The Golds all stand together to push back against the nonsense. They wear the same clothes on purpose. You know how it seems like everyone on the show only has one set of clothes? Well, they do that on purpose. Let's Go said on the same AMA, I have 12 of the white sneakers. At least we wear the same clothing day to day for continuity purposes of the show. Seth only has one outfit too, and which I have to admit, that's pretty good to know. I would hate to think that these guys who are successful businessmen and are obviously pretty wealthy can't figure out how to go shopping for clothes. For those of you who don't know, when they're talking about continuity, what they mean is that when they could shoot something 3 days apart filming, and if they're wearing the same clothes, they can make it seem like it's all in the same day. And that'll wrap up today's video about things that nobody really knows about Hardcore Pawn. We hope you enjoyed the information that we brought to you in today's video. Make sure to leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you are a new viewer, and we'll see you next time.